Hello, Tube. YouTube has gone and changed their live streaming thingamajiggy. So it's different again. It's new and different, and here we go. Whatevs. We are live at the chop shop. What's up, Wayne? Is the video working for anyone? There's not much going on at the moment. Wait, is it? What's happening? I think it's live-ish. What's up, Retro? Alright, tonight, in case you're wondering what's going on, I've got Noble here, or at least what remains of Noble, and I also have a Black Cow receiver, and I've been saying I'm going to be doing this video for a long time now. Black Cow, also known as LS, if you can see that. I've been saying I'd do this video for a long time because people were actually asking about this LS receiver and what I like about it and don't like about it, and how to do it. What sounded depressing? What sounded depressing? Noble into humble. Noble is going into a black bull or a black cow. I'm sure they meant to say bull when they said it originally. Put an M24 and put a 1.3 spring in it. And what did it do? Was it good? Was it as good for you as it was for me? Alright, so this is the gearbox out of Noble. And this is the Black Cow receiver, or an LS receiver if that's how you roll. I'm just going to put it in. Basically I've already wired, this is already wired up. Everything's more or less ready to go. And this receiver is for a Gen 8, because this is a Gen 8. In case you broke the bolt off of it. Yes, that's what happens when you put a spring in a separator. When you put a spring in a plastic bolt handled blaster, you break the bolt off of it. Alright, enough of that. Buy me a coffee. The link's there. We'll see what happens. Alright, so first things first, the first thing I don't like about this Black Cow thing is that, I just got a message from Brad. This sounds important. He probably doesn't know that I'm live, so not awkward much. Alright, sorry. I'll let that go. Who wants to hear from Brad? Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. Hang on. Can I like, how do I, can you like video, oh here, Alright, here we go, here we go. Hold on. This will be funny. What's up?
Hey man, what's going out? What's going on with you?
Hang on, wait. I'm trying to get this worked out because I don't often do like video calls, but you're live and I'm live and look, yeah. See, there's I can't even see. You're on my bench right now, and and we're live streaming in the chop shop at the moment. So
Oh, that's awesome.
what's cracking?
Oh, not much. I just thought I'd share that photo to you. And
Yeah, awesome, man. I got this blaster that I'm just putting together on a live stream, and then you messaged me, so I just thought, hey, people on the live stream might want to talk to Brad.
Oh, geez, well, why not? So, I'll have an interesting background. There we go. People tend to like that.
You're a mad dude. I love your Optimus Prime, bro. That's awesome. That is sick.
I did like the things like you can throw it at someone and knock them out. So, way more dangerous than your blaster. So.
All right, man. I'll leave you to it, and I'll get back to it, and we'll chat later. All right, mate?
Yeah, dude. Actually, just a quick request.
Yeah.
When you got some free time, I want one of those that John Wick M40 built.
Oh yeah, you want the wick?
Yeah.
I'm sure I could sort something out.
Too easy, man. I thought I'd say it on your live stream. I love it when you came to my shop. I want you back, dude. I want you back.
You want me back in your shop?
Yeah, and I'm going to say this officially for everyone. When I get New South Wales back, Dean's coming to work for me. He doesn't get a choice. He just gets to. So.
All right. It's in some sort of cyberspace thing now, so.
Put the call out on your live stream. You're employed when I get this.
All right, mate. Hilarious. All right, see ya. All right, that was very odd and impromptu. Please rate the call 5 stars. All right, cool. On with this build. What's that? Come back. We need some bids. All right, I will come back. All right, so with this blaster that I'm putting together right now, one of the things I don't like about this receiver, it is a split receiver, which is very, J9V2-esque, but it is a Gen 8 gearbox, obviously. So you have to take the motor off first, and then slide. Everyone's messaging me now. Everyone's. My phone's just blowing up. Alright. So, yeah, no, we don't need to see my face. You could probably, if you go back through the live stream and, hold still frames on the phone when I was holding it, I was trying very desperately moving the phone around to avoid showing my face on the phone and on the video. So the thing with this receiver is there's a couple of phones going off the hook again. You got to get these mag terminals in here, and then they're actually a bit of a pain in the ass to get in. You got to slide it down in there. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, and it's another reason why I'm not particularly fond of these receivers, but they are kind of like a necessary evil if you want Gen 8 in a strong nylon shell. This is probably one of the best Gen 8 shells in terms of strength. Nini, legend has it, I have no face. Did you guys all just see what happened there? Like, I don't even know if that video call will come through the live stream well, but I had Brad on the video call. That's I don't know. That's gonna be one of those moments. I'm not very often speechless, but here I am, somewhat lost for words. Mag Prime, how do you prime a Gen 8? Yeah, okay, that's an issue with this particular box. This particular box doesn't have the Mag Prime on it, and therefore, you can, if you use a native Gen 8 box, see if I've got one here. There is a native Gen 8 box. It's got a little spot for the priming button to fit in there. Yeah, but this one doesn't have it. And if you've got the native Gen 8 box, when you actually pull the charging handle back, it actually switches the priming. This one's not going to have priming. It was one of those things that just sort of was deemed unnecessary and too much effort. Let me just try and catch up with the chat. Time to ruin the stream. Gotta do some wiring, man. Ahoy hoy from the Gold Coast. What's up? No face revealed. Nah, you don't want to see my face. It's already up there. Yeah, Mag Prime. It's one of those things. It's a useful thing to have, but it's not the most important thing. It is an M4SS box, actually, funnily enough. Because the M4SS is one of the best factory Gen 8 gearboxes, because everyone uses them in upgrades, and they're good. They're good. What more can I say? They're maybe not the best. I think probably the best Gen 8 gearbox is the Singularity, in my opinion. Some like them, some don't. I do. Nini, what's going up? Thermal imager couldn't find him. You got the funnies. You got the funny jokes. Alright. There is some drama going on upstairs in my house. I don't know what it is, but it sounds devastating. I have Insta or Facebook. I have both Insta and Facebook, but you don't follow me because you don't know who I am. That's kind of how it goes. Alright. So what I've done here is put a little glob of glue on this safety, because the what do you call it? The safety on the Black Cow doesn't really reach the standard safety mechanism. So I put a bit of glue on there just to make it a bit thicker so that it gets there or something. I can't remember what I did. I did it for a reason, but there's too much there. I'll have to melt some of it off. Is the LDT HK the same deal when it comes to adding a mag prime? The LDT runs a different gearbox, so it's a slightly different deal. It's not the same deal. It is very similar, but just slightly different. Yeah, I don't know what more to say about that. It's possible. It's not easy. Gen 8 and Gen 9 are actually the easiest to add mag priming to, because they're pretty much designed with mag priming already intended, so they have it. They've got the bits required. It just works. Everything else, you can add it. You can add a little switch or whatever, but they don't necessarily work in the way it was intended. Speaking of things that don't work in the way they were intended, I think this blob of glue is not working in the way that I intended. Let's see. Alright, so the box is in. Let's see if the safety works. Nope. And that's issue number 1 with the Black Cow receiver. The actual safety switch thing, it doesn't really it doesn't really contact the safety bar, the mechanism doesn't contact that very well. And I'm just going to pull this glue off because I don't think that's helping at all. Yeah, it's just a bit of an annoying thing. So you put it in safe and it doesn't change anything really. The little mechanism inside there doesn't stick in deep enough to actually contact, I don't think. Which is somewhat annoying. I mean, personally, with Gen 8s, I just don't bother running safety because my finger is the safety. I'm not sure if anyone actually cares whether there's safety on or not on this blaster. I'm just gonna roll with no, nobody cares, and I'll keep going because I don't have time for that. Alright, so this is issue number 2 with these particular gearboxes. Once you've got the gearbox into the receiver, you then have to put the motor in, which doesn't seem like too much of an issue, but you got to run your wires through and then bolt your motor on, and then you put these grips on afterwards, and that's cool, but the problem is these grips, you can see this particular one, this half, has got 2 screw holes in the bottom there for the screws, and then those 2 screws there. If you're familiar with Gen 8s, you know that these 2 halves screw together, but then they cover it up with not that one, but this one, which slides in there and then clips up, and that covers those screws, and it all looks nice. It's a good idea in theory because you know you don't see the screws, but then like when you're in the middle of play, this sort of falls off or something, or I find that I have to glue these on in order to get them to stay. I use hot glue to glue them in, and then pardon me, and then they stay on. This side here doesn't even have any screws, yet for whatever reason still has the removable panel. So this panel here serves zero purpose. It can actually be just glued on from the get-go and just stay there, because like doesn't need to be off for any reason. So I'm not quite sure why they implemented that feature. And how about we buy Retro a decent mic? I already bought Retro a J9. Guido, please send a body double up to Queensland soon. I sent a body double up to Queensland last weekend. Didn't you catch my body double up there? Where's Nini? Are you keeping track of coffee purchases, Nini? If you're not, that's cool. But if you are, that's even cooler. And I'll tell you what's even cooler: when you wire these wires on and they actually reach where they're supposed to go. I have previously cut these wires exactly to the length that is required, so I think they were originally a bit long. Also, it's worth noting, I think often with these silver wire things, they're usually black and silver, and usually black is the positive wire. So I'll just check on this random battery that I have sitting here. Yeah, so in this case, red is the negative wire. So go figure. Red negative, silver positive. Thank you for standards. Alright. Generally with these, I think I find it's easiest to get the wires to run down the sides of the motor carrier. Something like that. Just make sure that motor carrier is in nice and tight. And I'll flip it and put these on. So these are not a horrible design, but an annoying design. And also, I like to solder these wires on to the terminal, to the motors, especially on Gen 8s. In fact, on any gen, when you get a chance to solder on, because otherwise they just fall off mid-game and no one likes that. But I find that these tabs just sort of not super reliable, and to take this out you need to remove the wires and remove the motor and take that out. So if you need to strip that down again, soldering it on becomes a pain because then you can't get it off. Alright, Alright, what are we at? What's everyone doing? Where's Nini? Are you still there, Nini? Can you be my secretary? Gen 8. Alright. Now my phone is going off again. Lewis is officially a legend. Water is also a legend, but just don't tell him. Just don't let him know that. You're waiting for Humble. Oh, I could do Humble. I don't have a lot of time tonight, unfortunately. I've only got a short amount of time to get this together, because I do have to work like a real job tomorrow. So I have to get up early and do stuff and things. This whole live stream has basically just been turned into a big rant about Black Cow gearboxes. What I don't like about them. There's so many things I don't like about them, but unfortunately, like I said, they are a necessary evil because they are probably the strongest Gen 8 receivers available. And if you want to run a Gen 8 gearbox, because they're awesome, and you want a strong receiver, you either have to get one of these or you have to put it in a Gen 9 receiver and use one of these adapters. Yeah, alright, so the screws are in there, and now you put this cover panel on and pop that on like that, and it doesn't even fit home 100%. And this one here doesn't need to be on for any reason, and it does fit home. So I find I always have to sort of like trim this bit off so it'll go home, and then glue it. So I just trim like, I don't know, a millimetre or something off of that, and then see if that fits in there better. Fits a bit better. Still going to need to get glue though, because look, so when you grip that, I might flick to the other camera. There we go. Alright, so you see it doesn't quite fit here, and then you like just have to push that and it pops out of place. So you can be in the game and you'll be holding that, and then all of a sudden, like, a bit of hot glue there. Yeah, I don't like it. The other thing, while I'm ranting about this receiver, these tabs here, tabs. Osgel is a thing, hasn't switched, there we go. Yeah, alright. So, you put this upper on, and then the tabs, like these tabs here, have to line up with this hole there for that rear pin. So you kind of gotta, you can't slide it on this way because the tabs get in the way when you're sliding it on. And if you do sort of pop it over the top like this, then you've really got to flex those tabs down. If someone knows like the secret to this, because I've never worked it out, I've always had to sort of pop this in this way and then flex these over the top. You know what else? This piece has got to go. Alright. I was going to Dremel, but I think I'm probably just going to cut it off like that. That's far cleaner. Alright, so that has to go in there. Alright, so now that you get this over the top, you have to sort of, as you're getting it over, you have to squeeze those tabs down back into the lower receiver. It's really awkward. Once that's done, you can push that back, and I may need to trim more of that upper tab off. We'll see. But it is less than ideal. Yeah, I think I might have to trim more of that off. Keep in mind that this is a receiver that's designed to fit a Gen 8. So, yeah, it shouldn't be this much of an effort to get it in. Follow you on Insta. Ruben Mosley. Are you the same Ruben that keeps emailing me pretending that they've won the blaster in order to try and get free blasters? Is that you? I'm pretty sure it is. Who has started a great war, Jelko? Me? Have I started a great war? You want to know what? Nanny, where's Humble? I need someone here to keep track of the chat, because I have no idea what's going on in there. I'm so out of whack. Your J10 won't feed. What won't it feed? See, there's a remember earlier on I mentioned that the having mag prime was actually a useful feature. That's when it's useful. When you're having feed problems, you can just pull the mag prime and test if your mag prime actually works. And if it does, then you know it's not your mag that's not feeding. You can then start troubleshooting other things. This gearbox still does not want to fit in this receiver. And why? One of the other interesting things about this receiver, for what it's worth, it's a good and a bad thing. The buffer tube actually does screw directly into the back of it. So go like this, put your battery wire through there, and then screw your buffer tube in the back like that. Which is cool because it means you don't need like to stick a massive screwdriver down the back of it and tighten that screw, and you can just tighten that there. However, it's a little bit uncool because this can actually come undone fairly easily, and your stock tube can twist. So quick show, Woody, and just general bullshit. Am I going to follow you on what? On a separate note, the safety seems to be somewhat working now. Although, not that great, because if you pull it hard enough it slips over the safety anyway, so... am I gonna follow you? Alright, I may be. I don't know. I'll have a look. I'll see if you're worth following. Don't pull nuts through the gearbox. Yeah, well there's that too. I tell you what else is annoying about this. Where the pin goes through. I don't know if it's the same or not. Let me just have a look at this. So I think if you had a singularity box. Oh look, see what's happened here? Can you let's see how that's slipped off? That was just from me handling it, like just moving it around, and that's already slipped off. Oh, and in placing that on, the other side's come off. So yeah, so those grips annoy me. This pin, I think, if you have a singularity box, maybe, yes, I think if you have a singularity box, there's two holes. One hole here and one hole here in the singularity box, whereas the regular Gen 8 it only had the one hole here, and the regular Gen 8 hole is not lined up for this pin. So the singularity's actually got the additional hole there, like it's good for it. But I'm going to have to actually modify this gearbox to fit properly anyway, because I'm going to have to drill like a little piece out of that, because the pin seems to want to go through right there on top of that hole. And it still doesn't quite fit. So, I can't even remember who I was making this video for. I think it was for Scythe. Scythe? Is that who it was for? I think it was, someone was asking me about it. Someone was saying, make a video on how to fit that thing into that box, and I had one that I've been meaning to do for some time now, so I figured I might as well. However, just seems to be a bit of a pain. Well, I always knew it was a pain, but this one's being more of a pain than they usually are. I wonder what it is that's not allowing it to close. It seems like the singularity box would have been a better choice for this. However, doesn't seem like there's too much fouling on it. Should work. I don't know if he's here or not, but he was the one who originally asked the question about the black cow gearbox. I think that was most of the reasons why I don't like it. I'll tell you a few of the good things. The good things, obviously, the buffer tube is one good thing. I do kind of like that. And also the thread on. You can thread basically any insert barrel nut here. Something like that, and then put your barrel nut in there, tighten it up, and then you can put whatever handguard you want on there, like so, something like that. I don't quite have it on properly, but if you took the time to put it on properly, that will actually screw down in there, and that will fit up this way, and it will be straight. And then you sort of get the general idea of where this is going. The other thing I don't like, I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to switch to the other camera. It's just a bit of a lag and when I actually switch. Yep, there we go. So it has switched. The spring for the mag release goes all the way through, and it is metal all the way through. And if you look in the mag release hole there, you can see the wires on the front of the switch. I don't know, not a great angle. There, in there. You can sort of see the wires for the switch, and the spring being metal rubs across the front of that switch. So I like to wrap the thing in a bit of heat shrink so it doesn't contact the wires and cause any shorts on the trigger switch, which is another thing that I'm not particularly fond of on this particular gearbox. Receiver, sorry, the gearbox is fine, just the receiver I don't like. Alright. Kind of done with that for tonight because I'm over it. I'm over it, and I think Nini wanted to see Humble. He's going in the bin because ARs are boring. What spring is in it? I can't remember what spring it is, to be honest. Probably a 1.3 or a 1.4. Did you want to see Humble? Here's Humble. Did you want to see what's up with Humble? I don't know, what is it? 12 past 9. I've probably got enough time to look at Humble. Let's have a look at Humble. What's the story with Humble? Does anyone know the story with Humble? Oh, there's a little jumping spider on my desk. Check it out. Oh, you probably can't see it. There's a little spider jumping across my desk here. Crazy Glock build. Take some of the bits and pieces off of it. It's the junker that people were having a hissy fit over. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, isn't it? Who's Paul? I feel like someone should know who Paul is. Eat it, and you'll give me $5. Maybe you should give me $5 anyway. Oh, eat the jumping spider. Do you want me to eat the jumping spider? I don't know. I feel bad for the little guy. Let me see if I can get the... Oh, he just ran away. Alright, so, so what was the story with spiders are friends, not food? That's right. That's right. Spiders are friends, not food. It must be the 7th of September today. Is that correct? It is. Alright. So, 50 viewers. 50 viewers online right now. That's cool. Did I mention that YouTube have changed their live chat bizzo? And it's now... Do you guys really want to see Humble? Oh, the MP5K went good. That's good to hear. I like the MP5K. I really have to get myself one day. Slopperators. Is that the key word? How many people have said slopperators? Ask. Alright, so for what it's worth, Nini, CJ was complaining that all your lasers are like completely out of line with where the thing fires. Definitely run an 11 volt battery. More people started watching when Humble was on the bench. Maybe. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's your imagination, Nini. Does anyone know what the story is with Humble? Can someone tell me what the story is? No? No one. Humble is probably my most viewed video on YouTube. No, it's not actually. It's probably my second most viewed video. It's up there. Basically, Nini came to me and she said, Guido, I'm always getting beaten in skirmishes. Everyone's blaster is better than mine. I can't compete. I need something that's competitive. And so I said, alright, I'll build you a Scar. And so I did, and it's a pretty humble Scar, being that it is actually stock. However, everyone that Nini hit with this Scar was shocked at how powerful it was and how accurate it was and how good it was that she was able to hit them and that it hurt and I don't know, stuff and things. I started getting messages, build me a Scar like Humble. Everyone wanted Humble. Everyone wanted me to build them a Humble. Can you build me a Scar just like Nini's? And I'm like, there's nothing special about Nini's Scar. It's just a Scar. What's the... But I guess that's the magic of it. It is just humble. It is a humble Scar. I imagine that there's probably a number of people who didn't believe that story, and they're probably about to see what is inside Humble right now. And they'll probably be surprised to know that the story is actually true. There is no special sauce in Nini's Humble Scar. So you're thinking of the right one. Yes, you are thinking of the right one. Ah, but your stupid torch is mounted on top of the screw holes, making it difficult for me. There it is. It's just a Gen 8. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just a humble Gen 8. Something here is broken because I can see teeth inside the gearbox. But of course we already knew that, because otherwise I wouldn't be pulling it apart. Just special bullets. Yeah, I guess the Osgel Armortech gels probably help the situation, I guess. I don't have any metal gears to put into this Nini, so I'm just going to fix it back to standard. I know how unexciting that is, but at least it will work. Have I dicked around with any J11s? Nope. No, I have not even seen a J11. I've not even touched a J11. Not that I don't want to. Fate just hasn't led them to my path. Put Noble in. It would be fitting. No, I can't do that. I can't. Because Noble is not mine. Yeah, see, Jelko promised me he was going to send me a J11. And then he didn't follow through with the deal, so that's why I've never seen a J11. Send me yours as long as I rewire it on the way back. I'd probably have to rewire it before it was on the way back, otherwise it'd be too late, wouldn't it? You're back, what did you miss? You missed me giving up on the mad cow disease gearbox and pulling apart Humble. Alright, let's see where the failure is. Who wants to guess? Who wants to guess? I'll just check the coffee situation while you guys guess what's wrong. Wow, not many coffees today. Alright. What's going to happen is I'm probably change views. Nope. Alright. What do we got? What do we got? Lucky gear number 3. Yeah, it's plastic. It's completely stock. Everyone's surprised that Humble is plastic. That's why it's called Humble. Because it is humble. It's all good, Stuart. Thank you very much for your donation. So there's a gear. And another one. Have we guessed which gear it is yet? Someone said pinion. Pinion gear stripped. Someone said plunger. Someone said gear number 3. I don't know what you mean by gear number 3. Do you mean gear 1, 2, 3? As in the sector gear? Just pulling these bits of broken gear out of here. I reckon it's actually the bevel gear. Yes, Matthew, I think you might be right. I think it might be the bevel gear. Let me pull this out and have a look. Pull this cylinder out. Give it a bit of a clean. Because it has been, what, Nini, a year without a service? Has it been a year? How long's it been? It's got to be a year. I can check my video. Actually, I can tell you exactly how long it was because I made the video at Christmas time. So it's got to be... Was it Christmas? Christmas 2018? So it's got to be 9 months without a service? Or something. Still got a good seal on the O-ring. That's good. Clean some of the junk out of there. Oil it up. Was it before Christmas? Yeah? You thought it was before? I thought it was Christmas. I thought it was after Christmas. Because I'm pretty sure I start the video by saying Christmas has just been and Santa Claus bought you a brand new gel blaster. I'm just cleaning some of the gunge and shmoo out of the gearbox. It's relatively clean. Alright, bevel gear. Let's check bevel, see if we're stripperooed. Yes, we are. Bevel gear is stripperooed. Yeah. That's good and proper. Let me just Fantastic. Alright. I don't have a Metal Gear set to put in it. So I'm just gonna whack a standard gear set in it. And standard gear sets lasted this long, so it'll probably go another 9 months. I will eventually put a Metal Gear set in it, but right now, for the sake of getting this thing operational again before next weekend, I will put the standard gears back into it, because then it'll get going again and at least there'll be something. At least it'll be something. It would eat the other gears. Oh, if I just replaced one Metal Gear, yeah, obviously it would. If I was going to do Metal Gears, I'd do the whole lot. That's kind of a given. Well, I should hope that's a given. Now, while I'm here, I'm also going to change the tappet spring, because these things have a tendency to get rusty at the top there and snap like that. Did that just happen on camera? Because that's precisely why I'm changing it. Because otherwise, in a week's time, I'd be pulling it apart again. Find me a new spring. Alright, got one. Alright. Should be good. Now, on the motor, the pinion was fine, so no problems there. How are the Armatics? Pack your return spring with dielectric grease. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Might put just some of this grease in there, because it's what I got at the moment, and it'll do. Alright. And this was already pretty good. Good seal, new oil, same O-ring was pretty good. There's no problem with the seal. Alright. Looks good. I'll probably be seeing this gearbox again in the future to fix it up with a Metal Gear set. Actually, there's no probably about it, I will be, but hopefully in the more distant future. Oh, wait a minute. Get that return anti-reverse gear pop back in. Alright, cool. Cool beans. It was about the mad cow, yeah. Yeah. It was. It was, but it's not anymore because that box has more work than I have time for tonight, unfortunately. It's just how it is. My piston is somewhat out of whack. See if I can get it back. Nope, I'm just going to have to open it up. By the way, I know I mentioned these picks the last time I was streaming. So good. You've got to get yourself a set. Just handy for like pulling on the reverse latch and poking things. It's good. It's good stuff. Oh, when I was working on the Mad Cow box, I mentioned the getting down to some gears. I mentioned the priming for the M4. That's it. That's where the switch sits. So in the Scar, it obviously sits here, and then in the M4, it sits in that box. So it's there. It's ready for it, but just not installed. Alright, you put an M180 spring in there. You're right, I won't put an M180 spring in a stock gearbox because that would be silly. Would blow it to pieces. Alright. Just adding some perfume to make the gearbox smell good. And that's it. We are done. You guys probably want to see me chrono this or something, don't you? It's usually what you want after I've put a gel blaster together. It's generally the consensus. I'll put these gears in the bin. What spring? I think it's a 1.3. I didn't measure it. You can watch the video. I'm pretty sure it's a 1.3. When I put it in originally. Alright. Pop in all the bizzos. Gearbox first. Chrono waiting intensifies. Yes. Who's got the estimation on what they think it might chrono at? I mean, if you watch the video, you should know, really. I mean, any chance of seeing an org video in the future? Kai White. Kai White. Kai White, have I got a thing for you? Soon. Soon. Alright. I will make that video soon. $280 FPS. Any chance Just do happen to have one now. Yes, I just do happen to have one now. Any chance Guido coming to Oz and loving you? Yes, quite a lot of chance of that. Alright, here we go. This bit back in. It's always easy to forget this one screw in the top of the T-piece. The top of the gearbox holds it into the actual shell. Yeah, alright, let's drag it back together. We get this little thing down to here. How many coffees have I been bought? Has anyone been counting? Sup, tube. Technically speaking, I don't even believe we use an EF88. I think there's a newer model now. Yeah, probably training recruits and that sort of thing. Just use the old shitty ones. No one cares. Nini, you can't check from live. You have to open a new tab or a new browser or something and check from there. Something along those lines. FN. FN. Make a good bunch of rifles, FN. $12 coffees bought. For safety and idiots not loosening them. Losing them. Losing them? Is that what you're trying to say? You ordered the M401 because it will be used. Is there anything you can do to stop the gearbox from breaking? Realistically, no. No, not really. You can't really, there's nothing you can really do to stop them from breaking. That's the problem with them. That is the biggest issue with the wells. It's unfortunate, but it is fact. Alright, we got the mag release. Stock. Buy another gel blaster. Yeah, I mean, look, you can. There is one thing you can do to stop the Wells gearbox from breaking, and that is the MK Tactical aluminium CNC'd gearbox. It's not a cheap option though. That's for certain. Which is chicken or beef? It's chicken, obviously. You have to work out where this was sitting now. There it is. Can V2. I guess you could use one of the other nylon V2s. Where's Woody? Do you want to see Woody? If you keep sidetracking me, we won't get this humble done and chronoed, and then people will complain because they didn't get to see the chrono. Thinking that this was about here. You can fix the positioning of the stuff later. I'm just going to put it on there so that it's on. Okay. Was that all the bits that were on this? I think it was. How many volts did this run? Woody, okay, so I've got the stock of Woody here. I just haven't got around to putting it on yet. Should be something like that, I think. Humble and Woody together at last. Is that in shot? Yeah, kind of. That's roughly what it'll look like when I put the screws in this stock. Alright, let's chrono this and call it a night. Alright. Turn the chrono on. Open the chrono app. Alright, now this should be able to maybe I'll just put this here. Alright. Now, should test it to make sure it works. And it doesn't just strip the gears straight away again. That would be sad. Alright, cool, that works. Now I just need a magazine. Alright, I'm going to load the magazine up with random gels that are sitting around my bench. So, nothing super special. Mag Prime works. Alright, here we go, chrono time. Okay. So, maximum of 310, minimum of 271, and an average of 286. If you can see that here, you should be able to see it here. It's in meters per second. Why is it in meters per second? Oh, feet per second. Anyway, you can see it down here. 280, 280, 280, 280, 280, 280, 280. Lots of 280s. Fairly consistently 280. It did pop up into the... oh, that's cool. I didn't even know I could do that. How do I change this to feet? Oh, it's here, feet per second. Righto, know how to use my own stuff. This show average. I don't think it does. But the average was 286. So, who was right? 17 rounds a second lame. It's a standard. This is a standard blaster. That is humble. 280. That's right. It is humble. That's why it's humble. Alright. Holy ducking shit. Matthew, you were right. Alright, I think that's about all I have time for tonight. Let me just check my coffee cups. Alright. Still 12. Still 12 coffees. Can't really afford to give away a blaster on 12 coffees, so so I guess I'll have to do one next round. Can you do a review on the Commander Elite Hobbies custom gel blasters? They said they get 400 FPS. Probably not, because I don't have one. But yeah, if I could get one, I would do a review on it. Paul, thank you for the offer, but I already have 7 blasters here that are in pieces that I need to put back together. So I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I will hit you on the next live stream, and hopefully maybe next time I will. Oh yeah, buy a patch, buy these. Hopefully next time I will be able to give away a blaster or something. Right now I gotta go to bed because I gotta work tomorrow. Alright, peace.